Step 1 of solving the Rubik's Cube. The first step to solving a Rubik's Cube is to solve for the white cross. So here's your solved cube, but the first step will give you a cube that looks like this. You need to create a cube that looks like this before you move on. So let's look at this carefully. We say this is a white cross, right? Here we go. In addition to being a white cross, the top edge piece color has to match the centerpiece. So again, for the white cross to be solved, the white on this piece of the cross is white red, and it has to be matched with the red center. The white on this piece of the cross matches blue, and has to be matched with the blue center. On this side of the cross, we've got white orange, it's matched with the orange center, and on this side we've got white green, it's matched with the green center. Now, in the previous video we talked about algorithms, and unfortunately for step 1 there is no clear algorithm that can be used. Instead, you're going to have to visualize the cube and work to get it to be the way that you want. So you're going to have to take the unsolved cube or the scrambled cube and get it to the white cross. So let's take a scrambled cube. So here we have a scrambled cube. And remember again, we've got our label in the middle. We want our white cross, right? We have no white edge pieces on the top at all. So the way I would start is I would look for white edge pieces that are on the bottom, because those bottom edge pieces are the easiest to solve. Now this cube has a white edge piece on the bottom. It's white blue. Remember that this needs to match with the blue center. So what I can do is I can rotate that bottom so that I've got white blue with the blue center. And then remember, I want that white edge on the top. I can just shift this whole side and put that white edge on the top. Now I've got the white center with a white edge, and that white edge has a blue side which matches with the blue center. So right now I actually have one piece of my 4 points of my cross. So let's look for another white edge piece. Now I don't have any on the bottom anymore, which I told you I like to have them on the bottom. So let's see what else I have. I have a white edge piece right here. It of course isn't correct because it doesn't match with the side. I've got one here, and I've got one here. The easiest way to solve the white cross is to get the piece that you want to the bottom of the cube. So let's focus on this white edge piece here. To get this to the bottom of the cube, what I'm going to do is put it here so that I can turn it and make it go on the bottom. So watch what I'm doing. I'm moving this one turn, and now that the white edge piece is here, I've got the white edge with the green and the green center, and actually what I can just do is I can turn it to make it match the top. So now I've got the white center, white edge with green and green, white center, white edge with blue and blue. So I've got 2 of my 4 points of the cross. So let's look and see where our other white edge pieces are. Here's the white red, and here's white orange. Let's do the white red first. So it's white orange. Here's white orange. Remember that the best way to solve this white piece is to get it to the bottom of the cube. So I'm going to turn this white edge to the bottom of the cube. Something to note is when you go ahead and you're making these kinds of changes, make sure that what you're doing is not messing up your other solved parts of the cross. Luckily, when I turn this, it does nothing to these pieces here. So I'm going to turn this and make it go on the bottom. And so now on the bottom, I've got white orange. And remember, I need to make this orange match with the orange. So I'm going to turn it. And so now I've got 2 of my parts of the white cross, but I've got this white orange on the bottom. and the white orange matches up with the orange center. And so to get this on the top, I'm just going to turn this whole side. So here's my white orange with the orange center, and now I have 3 points of my cross, and they all, of course, match up with their centers. So the last one that where is it? Okay, here it is. So I've got to get, the easiest way to do this is to get this to the bottom of the cube, which looks like it could be a little bit challenging, right? So we want to get this part to the bottom of the cube. One way to do this is to first put it on a side and then move it to the bottom. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put this on the side of the cube instead. I'm going to move it over here. So I'm going to turn this. Now keep in mind that when I turn this, I'm messing up my solved part right here. So I'm going to turn this, and then I'm going to move that white edge that I wanted, that white red, to the bottom. And once I've done that, I'm going to want to turn this back so that I've still got my white, green, and green. So you can see I still have my green, orange, and blue parts of the cross, but I've now put the white edge on the bottom. And it's white, red, and it already matches up with the red center. So to get it on the top, I'm going to move this whole side and move it to the top. So now I have solved the white cross. Green, green, red, red, blue, blue, orange, orange. I'm going to demonstrate one more time on a different cube to make sure you understand. So this cube is a little bit different. So I have what looks like 2 parts of the white cross. But if I look closely, they're not solved correctly, because here's white green and it doesn't match the green center. Here's white blue and it doesn't match the blue center. So one thing I can do is I can actually just keep the top solid, keep the top, hold it in the same place and turn. And now I've got white, blue, and blue. So I've got 1 point of my cross. Now remember, this is not helpful because it doesn't match up, the white green doesn't match up with the green center. But I can move this entire thing and turn it to the bottom so that now again, I've got my white center on the bottom. Remember, it's white green. So now I can move the bottom layer so that that white green is now matched up with its center. And I can turn this whole right side to make that white green next to the green center. So now I have the green part of the cross and the blue part of the cross. Now somehow in there, I also got this white piece here, but again, it's not in the right place. See? Because the red doesn't match with the orange. So I need to get this onto the bottom of the cube. So remember, I can do that by just turning the entire side. Make sure when you're doing that you're not messing up anything else, and I didn't, so I've still got the green and the blue. But now I have, on the bottom of the cube, I've got my white red. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that so that that white red is now here, white red, and it matches with the red center. And now again, I want to get that white onto the top, so I'm going to turn that whole side of the cube, and here we go. So I've got white green, white red, and white blue, all matched up. So the last piece of the cross that I need to get, where is it? Oh, it's right here. So this is white, excuse me, white orange. So I need to solve it, get this to the bottom of the cube. So I can turn this side to get it to the bottom of the cube. Now one thing to keep in mind though is when I turn it, I am displacing my correct white-red side. So what I want to do is I want to turn it, put that on the bottom, and then move that bottom out of the way, and then turn this back up to put that white-red back on the top. Now if I look on the bottom of the cube, here's my white with the orange. I'm going to turn this and match it up with the white with the orange center. And it's on the bottom. I want to get it on the top. And there it is. So that is how to solve the white cross. Remember that in order for the white cross to be accurately solved, the white green has to match with the green, the white red has to match with the red center, the white blue has to match with the blue center, and the white orange has to match with the orange center.